Pulse Reflex telephone test. How to mount a mobile handset correctly in the cradle of handset positioner for hats. Hats can be used as a representative mannequin for in situ evaluation of telephone equipment including handsets, hands-free or headsets. With both an ear simulator and mouth simulator, you can investigate, receive and transmit acoustic side tone characteristics for the full range of audio terminal devices. In this video, we will guide you through the steps for mounting a mobile handset correctly in the cradle of handset positioner for hats. Bruel has developed a handset positioner specifically for use with hats. Handset positioner type 4606 accurately and repeatably positions handsets on hats for electroacoustic measurements. The handset positioner is mounted on the top of hats and securely holds and positions virtually any handset. The handset mounts in the cradle, which is a multi-adjustable fixture capable of holding handsets firmly. The handset positioner has pressure, force and position readouts, allowing accurate, repeatable mounting of handsets on hats in both standardized and user-defined positions. This makes hats a state-of-the-art test rig for standardized as well as customized measurements. Hats Type 4128D will be used for this demonstration. Type 4128D is hats Type 4128C with handset positioner Type 4606 included. The handset positioner consists of the cradle positioner assembly, the mounting bracket, and also includes an alignment jig. To position the handset correctly within the handset positioner cradle, an alignment jig is used. This tabletop instrument allows you to accurately fix the position of the handset's ear cap reference point, the ECRP, and then position the handset in the cradle so that the handset's ECRP lies on the hat's ear reference point axis when mounted together with the rest of the handset positioner. The cradle is used for firmly holding and positioning handsets. Place the cradle in the alignment jig and tighten the knob on the back of the fixture. Position the handset so that its ECRP is in the middle of the alignment jig sight. Tip down the sight and lock it in position, and tighten the support foot directly below the ear reference point until the ECRP is positioned correctly against the underside of the sight. The supports help to position the handset under test before it is clamped in place with the forks. The supports can be extended or retracted using the adjustment knobs at the bottom of their shafts. The front support, closest to the end stop, is positioned to be directly under the handset's ECRP when the handset is correctly mounted in the cradle. To prevent damage to the handset under test, a friction lock is used to limit the amount of pressure the supports can apply. Extend the rear support foot until it just supports the other end of the handset. Make sure that the handset can be supported by both support feet by selecting an appropriate mounting hole for the rear support. The rear support, opposite end to the end stop, is held in place with a knurled lock nut. At the top of the supports are the support feet, which you can slide laterally on a ratchet. The feet are marked with a graduated scale. Spikes are plugged into the feet to support the phone. The general method is to support the phone in 3 places, one positioned in the rear support foot and 2 positioned in the front support foot, below the ear reference point, or vice versa. Position the spikes in suitable holes in the support feet. The spikes come in 2 lengths, 5mm and 20mm. Choose whether to use short or long spikes, or both. Choose spike positions that do not interfere with projections caused by batteries, antennas, and so on. When fitting the spikes into the support feet, twisting them slightly ensures that they seat properly. Make sure that the centering forks are placed in suitable holes in the cradle bar. The 2 centering forks can be placed in any 2 of the 5 sockets in the cradle. The 5 sockets are shaped to prevent the centering fork being mounted in a reversed position, which would change the direction in which the centering mechanism functions. The optimum way of positioning the center forks is so that they point in opposite directions, i.e., the centering fork closest to the sight points forwards and the rear centering fork points backwards. The centering forks have rubber grips called O-rings for firmly holding the handset in place without marking or damaging it. The O-rings can be removed or placed individually so that they are only in contact with specified areas of the handset, avoiding buttons and so on. The adjustment knob located at the bottom of the assembly allows the centering forks to be offset horizontally inclined. The knurled lock nut above it secures the assembly to the cradle. Adjust the end stop until it just touches the edge of the handset. The end stop works in the same way as the supports, only in the horizontal plane, and controls the positioning of the phone along its longitudinal axis. Rotate the centering forks to angles that do not interfere with buttons on the side of the handset, nor project too much above the top side of the handset. This is to prevent them from touching the cheek of hats when mounting the cradle on the cradle positioner assembly. Tighten the forks around the handset using the knobs at the end of each fork. The centering forks, supports, and end stop all have laser etched graduations on them that allow you to read and duplicate their settings. This makes handset positioning repeatable, as you only have to repeat these settings to locate the handset in exactly the same position. Tighten the knob that locks the angle and the offset adjustments of the centering forks. Unlock the sight and remove the cradle from the alignment jig. The cradle is now ready to be mounted on the cradle positioner assembly and used for measuring. With the handset firmly located in the cradle, attach the cradle to the cradle positioner assembly. Insert the spindle of the cradle into the socket of the second swivel joint angle, angle C, and lock it in place by tightening the fixing knob on the other side of the swivel joint. The cradle positioner provides much of the adjustment flexibility of the handset positioner. It consists of the barrel, which bolts onto the mounting bracket, and the arm, which contains 2 single-plane swivel joints with graduations. This mounting bracket sits on the head of hats, locating the whole handset positioner for hats accurately. The lockable slide mechanism allows mounted handsets to be rotated about the ear reference point axis, formed by the ear reference points of the left and right ears of hats. All 3 adjustment angles, angles A, B and C, rotate about the handset ECRP. When operating the angle adjustments, disengage the locking mechanism first by loosening the locking knobs. The first swivel joint on the cradle positioner allows you to adjust angle B and is graduated on both sides to allow measurements on both ears. The second swivel joint also serves as the mounting socket for the cradle and allows you to adjust angle C. The swivel joints are positioned to allow the inclination of the handset about the ECRP in 2 planes. Note, measurements in the hat's position require the use of the soft pinna supplied, as the pinna needs to be able to deform to allow the correct positioning of the handset ECRP. The barrel provides adjustment parallel to the ear reference point axis, which is formed by the ear reference points of the left and right ears of hats. Slide the barrel of the cradle positioner assembly to move the cradle along the ear reference point axis until the handset is firmly pressed against the hat's pinna. Now use the collar to lock the barrel in place. The handset positioner is adjusted along this axis by rotating the adjustment sleeve. The displacement can be read off a graduated millimeter scale at the end of the barrel. The force with which the handset is being applied to the pinna can be read off the scale at the opposite end of the barrel to where the displacement readings are shown. Pulling the collar located at the end of the sleeve disengages the adjustment mechanism for quickly dismounting or repositioning the cradle or handset. As with all points of adjustment, graduations can be easily read off and noted down for documenting the measurement. This table has been developed to provide a convenient means for noting down all measurement parameters to make repeatable measurements and to set up Type 4606 for standardized measurements according to ITU-T Recommendation Part 64. The table provides fields for all the parameters with graduated scales on them. The points at which readings should be taken are indicated by arrows on the diagrams in the table. The cradle positioner can be reverse mounted on the mounting bracket, and all graduations are mirrored, giving the option of measurements on both left and right ears. See our Help Center for more information and video guides about calibration and to get an overview of the Pulse Reflex user interface. For more information, go to bksv.com.